Story time about how my boss severely bullied me because she was envious of me. Disclaimer, this is not my story time, it was sent to me on Instagram. I work at a really high-end nail salon. I'm talking about $200 to $300 per manicure and pedicure. So it's very high-end and our clientele is very rich. My goal has been to open my own nail salon, but it hasn't happened yet. Obviously, I don't have enough money to open it, so I needed to get a job. This new nail salon had opened up near my house. It was the prettiest thing I'd ever seen in my life, so I definitely wanted to get a job there. I went in for an interview with the owner of the nail salon. During the interview, she was really nice, but kind of gave off that queen bee vibe. Like, she was the popular girl and she didn't want anyone else to be popular or pretty. I got a call from her a week later and she asked me if I could do her nails to see how well I did. And when I did her nails, she was impressed. She said that I was really good and that I was hired immediately. I started working and within the first month, I had the biggest clientele list. A lot of clients were asking for me to do their nails. And when other clients heard the other clients ask for me, they also started asking for me. You know, word of mouth. I was extremely proud of myself. Not only was I making a lot of money, but I was actually building a clientele base that really loved my work. Don't get me wrong, the other girls at the salon were actually really good, and so was the owner. If we were really busy, sometimes the owner would pick up any walk-in clients. And one of the walk-in clients came in and asked specifically for me. The owner told her that I was busy and that she would do her nails. That's when the girl said that she would come back whenever I was available. My boss quickly snapped at the girl and told her that she was just as good as I was. The worst part was that she said it loud enough so that everyone in the salon could hear her. The client clearly felt uncomfortable but agreed to it anyway. Later that day on my break, I could hear my boss talking in the kitchen. I decided to wait outside and see what she was saying. Sure enough, she was talking about me and telling one of the other girls that I thought I was too pretty for this job and that I didn't have any experience. She also said that I probably just watched YouTube videos in order to learn. Number one, I have 10 years of experience. And number two, it doesn't matter if you watch YouTube videos as long as you're learning. This obviously hurt my feelings and I tried not to cry. Then I realized that she did it on purpose. She was speaking really loudly and she knew that I was about to go on break. That's when I realized that she was definitely trying to bully me. The following day, I get a phone call from her telling me that I should stay home. When I asked her why, she said that she hired a new girl. And she said, in fact, don't come at all this week. And she basically hung up on me. I decided to go in the following day and just make sure that I still had my job. I walked in and said hi to everyone. This is when, once again, I catch her talking trash about me with the new girl. She told the new girl that I thought I was better than everyone and that she should definitely stay away from me. But again, I didn't say anything just because I didn't want to have any confrontations with my boss. I waited a few seconds, knocked on the door, and entered. I asked her if I could speak to her and she said yes. I told her I couldn't stay off working for a full week. This is when she said, okay, fine, you can come in tomorrow. But you're gonna have to train the new girl because she has zero experience. So essentially, I wasn't gonna be doing anyone's nails, I was gonna be training the new girl. This made me upset, but I knew that I needed to play my cards right. So I said yes with a smile on my face. I trained the new girl for the entire week and she actually turned out to be pretty good at nails. The following week, she was even taking on clients for gel manicures. Now, I thought this was gonna make my boss upset, but it actually made her really happy. Finally, I see that everyone's starting to pack up their stuff to leave early. I asked one of the girls what was happening and she said that everyone was going to dinner together. I said, oh, okay. And she said, weren't you told? No, I was not told. I knew this was another intimidation/bullying tactic from my boss. My boss had even invited the new girl and not me. They all left, went to dinner, and my boss pretended not to even see me when she was leaving. The following day, I come into work and one of my clients is already waiting for me. We sit down at the table and my client begins to tell me that my boss was talking trash about me before I came in and that she even did it in front of the clients. She informed me that my boss was talking trash about my body, my hair, and my clothes, and that I was basically a JLo knockoff. I quit on the spot and took all my clients with me, over 22 women. I opened my own salon 2 months later. I'm now her competition. She sent me a message apologizing, but I haven't responded. What should I say?
I'm 57 and my son, 28, recently approached me upset about something his sister, 30, told him about the past that she's apparently still resentful of, although she's never spoken to me about it. My daughter has always been anxious and from a young age, around 5, did a lot of weird rituals to make herself feel better. These rituals often required my husband and I to participate and we generally went along with it to make her happy. In middle school, she stopped this habit but developed a new one where she would lie frequently to me and my husband. At one point, she was almost a month behind in school and when her teacher reached out to us, we were both blindsided because she'd been deceiving us that everything was fine. She would also lie about things like who she was or having a boyfriend, which was very secretive. When she was in grade 7, I saw in our computer browser that she'd been Googling OCD. I questioned her about it and she said that she thought she had it and wanted to go to a doctor, using her childhood habits as proof. I felt that she was lying again to excuse her school performance and we told her no. She intermittently argued about it with us for 2 years. At that point, I discovered by reading her journal that she'd also gone behind our backs to the guidance counselor at school and told the woman that we wouldn't help her. I grounded her for lying again, but a few months later, we did take her to the doctor. She has more or less been in treatment since then. My son recently asked me if I really denied her medical treatment. To me, she's making it sound like I was negligent when she really was a liar and that's why we didn't take her initially. We have paid for specialists and supported her for years and I think she's putting all the blame on me / making me look bad to my son and not taking responsibility. I'm upset with her sneaky behavior and want to confront her, but my husband said to leave it. My daughter had a wonderful childhood and I hate that she's complaining about the past behind my back. We did our best and we did help her. She has never mentioned anything to me about still being resentful. Am I the asshole in this situation?
My 23 male asexual girlfriend, 22 female of 2 years, has ceased all forms of physical contact since I told her I'm okay with her sexuality. She also lied to me. Should I break up? Girlfriend, 22 female of 2 years, tells me, 23 male, she is asexual when we moved in together. She said she'd still continue to satisfy me sexually and that she loves me as a person and not my body. I felt insecure initially as I felt I am unattractive, but the general consensus of close friends and the commenters were to go forward with the relationship because she was willing to compromise, which I did. Anyhow, things have changed a lot since then. I researched and tried to learn more about asexuality and tried my best to make myself comfortable with it. But lately, she has been rebuffing all forms of physical contact such as hugs, holding hands, and pretty much anything. I thought she was doing this because she needed space and I did not try to initiate any physical contact. The last time we had sex was 2 months ago, and her go-to dialogue is that God gave you hands so you can help yourself if I try to initiate. For context, I have a low libido and only feel randy around once every 10 to 15 days. We sleep on the same bed, but I'm not allowed to touch her. She just takes my hand away or makes some distance between us if I get close. But the rest of the relationship is pretty sound, and I love her and I like to think that she does too. I tried to hold her hand when we went for a walk yesterday, and she was visibly disgusted. I immediately withdrew my hand and haven't really talked to her since. I am really hurt, and it has incredibly affected my self-esteem. I slept in the hall last night and woke up to a text from her best friend, 22 female, friends since they were 7 years old, who basically cussed at me for not accepting her for who she was and not respecting her. I tried to make her see my side of the equation, but she refused to listen, so I just agreed with her. On some further discussion, I learned that she has been aware of her asexuality ever since she was 15. This is where the betrayal comes in. She told me that she only discovered her asexuality recently. She had been lying about herself all along. At first about being attracted to me, and then about her sexuality. I feel like I've been duped, and that she betrayed me. If she would have told me about her sexuality beforehand, I would have considered it and come to terms with it, or maybe not continued it, sparing us a lot of heartaches. Also, she has not delivered on the promise of keeping me sexually satisfied. I am really considering making her move out. I own the place, and breaking up with her. But before doing it, is what I feel justified? Am I right to feel this way? If not, what should I do? Also, is this relationship salvageable? Is anything worth saving?
I told my 36 female husband, 37 male, that we should get a divorce so he can marry his late wife's tombstone. I married my husband 10 years ago. Prior to our relationship, he had been married for 2 years to L, 22 female. Sadly, she passed away because of an ongoing health issue. I met my husband 5 years after her passing. At the beginning of our relationship, I had some issues with his romantic history. To put it bluntly, I was having trouble accepting my husband's past and that he did not stop loving his late wife, but was forced to do so. I went to therapy for a year to treat that, and I managed to overcome this issue. I now like to say that Elle and I would have been best friends. The issue, after 10 years of marriage, we have been having a lot of arguments, derived from bad communication. We just seem to blow everything out of proportion. About 3 months ago, every time we have an argument, he takes the car and goes away for hours. When I asked where he went, he told me he, quote, went to see her, meaning Elle. Now this is very weird from him because he, at best, visits Elle's grave 3 times a year. I then asked him to not run away every time we fight and to please tell me when he goes to the cemetery so we can go together. He just brushed me off. He has been doing this for months now, and it is destroying me. The feelings I fought the first year of our relationship are coming back. I'm sad all the time. I cry at night, but my husband just keeps going away for hours. At this point, I think he is doing it out of spite more than anything else. Yesterday, I reached my limit. We fought over freaking trash. That's how petty our arguments are. He took the car at 4 p.m., returned at 11 p.m. I was waiting for him at the dining room. The convo went like this. Where were you? I visited her again. I've told you multiple times about how your actions hurt me, and you continue to do them. You can't stop me from going. Well, we can get a divorce. That way, you can marry Elle's tombstone, being that you care more about it than our marriage. I could see the shock in his face when I said that. I apologized immediately, but I think he did not hear me. I saw how he started crying. He has been locked in his office since yesterday, and he refuses to come out. I feel like the biggest asshole ever. What I said was a low blow and something normal. But at the same time, a part of me thinks that what he's feeling right now is just a fraction of what he's put me through for months. Is there anything I can do to salvage this relationship? A Redditor told me to put this in a post. 3 months ago, we found out that I am pregnant after 8 years of trying. He has been visibly stressed out and reactive since the discovery, even though we both wished for a baby.
Must it really be? 'Cause you're the only person you can see. Oh no.
Hi guys, thank you for watching. I love you guys so much. Please like and subscribe to see more great videos. See you again.